Just to let you guys know, this video probably will have a few spoilers, so if I see anything that's particularly spoilerific, I'll put a little number to tell you guys which area to click to skip forward in the video. Hopefully it won't mess up too much with my general perceptions of these two episodes. Well, I'm back after 2 weeks, and now we're going to see the last two episodes. I wanted to get part 1 and part 2 out for Civil War at the same time, rather than having to wait a week going, what's gonna happen? Particularly after how part 1 ended. So, Legend of Korra, episodes 3 and 4, Civil War, part 1 and 2. Unalaq is a jerk. That's about the general perception I can give for these two episodes. Unalaq is a massive jerk. You know, throughout the two episodes, there's kind of this perception of you're not really sure what his angle is. But I think... I know after part 2, suddenly it all makes sense. It's all coalescing into a general sense. And we have a false king on our hands. We have a scar. That's what we're going to have. And, you know, cool. I don't think we've actually seen this angle before, the idea of the false king. It could be interesting. And, you know, next episode is, I think what they're going to have is Korra going to the United Republic to get the president's approval. But in this episode, in these two episodes, we have the invasion of the South by, you know, their army, or by the Northern Army. We have the escalation of the conflict, which is handled very well. This is a very accurate perception of how a lot of invasions probably tend to go, along with, like, the population, how resistance and revolution, or, you know, resistance and civil wars will often occur and start. This is handled very, very well. We have an attempt on Unalaq's life, which Korra prevents. And then, at the conclusion of part 1, we have Korra's parents being arrested as, you know, traitors to the Northern Water Tribe for attempting to assassinate Unalaq. Part 2 basically deals with the trial, the discovery of the truth about Unalaq. Here's where the first spoiler comes in. Unalaq actually paid the barbarians that were in the backdrop of the story, in the Southern Lights, the barbarians that eventually caused Tonrak to be, you know, thrown away, or to be banished. Essentially, he essentially just banished his brother and took the power for himself. He wanted everything Tonrak had. Very interesting idea for a character. And of course, we have the start of the Civil War in earnest. Tonrak becomes basically a rebel chief. He becomes the new chief of the Southern Water Tribe. And Korra decides she has to go to the United Republic to get their support. That's the main storyline. There are also two side storylines that take place throughout both parts of this episode. The first storyline deals with Tenzin and his family. And essentially, it's Tenzin, Kaya, and Bumi looking for Iki after she goes missing after her brothers and sister make fun of her. Throughout the whole event, there's kind of these sibling undertones of fighting based on their history and their relationship with Aang, their father. And it's handled really well. I like this idea, and I hope they explore a little bit more. It's handled very, very well in both episodes. There's some very cute scenes, some genuinely funny and heartfelt moments. So I'm interested to see how they explore, you know, Aang's children's relationship. The second storyline is the I'm not sure if I want to go and say weakest, but least interesting. And this is Bolin, Desna, and Eska. And essentially, both parts is Bolin trying to break up with Eska and failing miserably. And that's really about the extent of the story. And his story, or this plot line in the episode, is essentially fixed by, the main plot line, Korra's plot line. We didn't see anything of the Dark Spirits. We really don't know what their game is. So I imagine that's probably going to be a later season thing. A lot of these early episodes, I think, are still trying to deal with the the Water Tribe Civil War. And, that's going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see where they go with this. Next episode, Peacekeepers, is... it could be fun. I want to see what's going to happen. So I'll see you guys next week when I look at episode 5 of The Legend of Korra, Peacekeepers.